Meshach was discussing earlier. I don't want to delve so much on the statement made by the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. To some extent, I believe that loyalty is rewarded in installment and disloyalty is punished. So I believe that those who worked hard in Kenya Kwanza must be rewarded, yes, because that is how, you need to work with people who believe in your plans, people who believe in your ideologies. So to some extent, I agree with him. But to some extent, I disagree because we are all Kenyans. And so long as anybody, whether in Azimio or Kenya Kwanza, is qualified to work in government, yes, they should be given an opportunity to work. Secondly, he talked about members of parliament visiting the president. Sometimes you don't blame the president for welcoming such members because when you're campaigning, when a member of parliament is campaigning, he campaigned on the basis of development. He gave what we call the manifesto. And he told his people that when you elect me, these are the things that I'm planning to do. They did not campaign on the basis of picketing or even going to the street. Yes. That is not the agenda. So they have looked at the agenda. Even when we know what the role of a member of parliament is in this constitution. They represent, they oversight, yes, and also they legislate. They should be, but as a representative of the people, yes, as a representative of the people, at the end of the day, every 5 years, you'll go back to the people and they will ask you, we elected you to go to parliament to bring us development. Yes. They will put you on a weighing scale and they will know what you did for them for the 5 years. So they have looked at the agenda of Kenya Kwanza, and they have accepted that they want to settle. Kenyans voted peacefully, and they gave the mandate to the president to lead this country for the 5 years. So they want to settle and bring development to the people. So that one should not blame the president, because on the other side, there is no agenda. You cannot take the whole day, criticizing government. Actually, there are things we agree. We agree that there are things that they are talking which are very important, yes, and very pertinent, especially on the cost of living, which we have explained. When we took over government as Kenya Kwanza, there are things we promised Kenyans. There are things we were supposed to implement within 100 days, which we successfully implemented. But on the issue of cost of living, we agreed that we took radical measures and a long route to economic sustainability. One, we did away with what we call subsidy, because we knew very well that food subsidy, we were losing over 4 billion every month to certain clique of cartels, actually who are importing maize from Mexico and other parts of the world. And removing this subsidy has been able to, even if you ask for a first-year student, economic student, ask a first-year economic student whether you're supposed to subsidize unga or you're supposed to subsidize fertilizer. They will tell you the longer route, which is very, very painful, but will bring what we call economic sustainability, is by subsidizing fertilizer, so that you enable the farmers to, yes, produce more food, at the longer term, so that we have enough food for this country, so that we cannot no longer beg. Secondly, that has been explained by the president. So I think sometimes the opposition, they need just to give Kenya Kwanza government time, because we are barely 6 months in office, and there are a lot of things that we have not even tabled our budget in parliament. We have not even started, implementing our plan. Yes. So what they are doing is they're just bitter because they lost the election. This is a pattern that has been going for the last 20 years. These people are used to handshake, because the agenda right now of the opposition is that they want to force handshake. Despite them saying that we don't want it, they're on record saying that we do not want a handshake. Nobody will invite you. Yes. Is there a place where people apply for handshake? No, nowhere. Even the last time, yes, look at the pattern and the history. Yes. Look at the pattern and the history. Remember in 2013 and 2017, when Raila was sworn in as the people's president, who knew that he would come and work with Uhuru Kenyatta? Nobody, because already he decided to lead a front whereby he was advocating for people's right. But at the end of the day, yeah, it is not about the people. It is about these people who wants to work with the government. And That is the agenda, and we know very well. That is why they have to meet these supporters, incite them, so that the country is so much divided to the extent that the president will be forced to sit down. And the president can only be forced through international community, because these are the people who will tell the president, for us to give you funds,
yes,
for us to work with you, can you bring the opposition leader closer to you?
I want to push in Meshach into the conversation as well. Meshach, when you listen